Hello and welcome. My name is Marek Reschka from DDP Consulting, and I'm pleased to present to you today the VSME Assist. The VSME Assist is an Excel-based tool that we have created in the last couple of weeks. We've put all the information that we can find in this tool. We have tried to make the whole progress from the beginning to the end the most efficient for you as a user that may wants to work with the VSME. We've tried to put together all the information needed to make every step as easy as possible and structure it as intuitive as possible. Yes, with no further ado, I want to start to give you a brief overview of the first and the most important sheets. Of course, we will start, I've already opened it, so you can see with the overview, and as the word itself says, it's built to give you an overview not only about the progress you have made in the tool, but also an overview of the basic information you need in order to work with the VSME. For example, it states what is the basic and the comprehensive module, what is the if applicable principle, what is the content of the certain modules. We have linked interesting documents if you want to go further into these standards. If you have the need for more information, we have linked interesting documents below, and also a quick handout about the usage of the tool, certain important aspects you need to consider while working or with this file. Yes, and one important aspect you need to decide here, if you want to work with the basic module or if you want to work with the basic module and the comprehensive module. Once you have decided which module you want to further pursue, in the next sheet, we have gathered all the content from the VSME, all data points, all information that needs to be disclosed. We have gathered it here in a table format, and the columns can easily, you can see that the module, of course, is important. From what module is the specific data point? From what area does it come from? If it's regarding to E, S, or G, or if it's general information. In this case, you can see general is clearly for general information, and also the content of the specification itself, the data points that need to be disclosed at the end in the report. Yes, of course, further important columns are if the data point is mandatory or voluntary. And then here you can see with the yellow line clearly marked the columns that need to be filled by you as a user. For example, the if applicable concept is not for all data points. It's only, for example, for the B124B. And then in this case, you need to specify if this data point, if this is applicable for your company or not. Yes, further, of course, if the data point is voluntary or not. If the data point is voluntary, you have to state if you want to disclose this data point or not. You can use this tool as well as a little management tool. You can see the responsibilities, which employee should work with which data point. You can link certain data sources. You can leave comments, ideas, whatever you like. Of course, you can also use the comments to specify why you have, for example, said this data point is applicable for a company or why it's not. Then as you can just see, if I change the if applicable to yes, of course, this automated decision at the end, if the data point needs to be published or not, is created by a formula, so it's fully automatic. You don't need to say if it's needs to be published or not. This will be just completely automatic by filling these columns here front. Yes, once you have finished all the data points, working with all the data points by the procedure I've just showed for just a couple examples, then you of course go through the next step where you have to put in all the information regarding these data points, and we have prepared this in the next sheet. You can either navigate through the next sheet by pressing on the sheet below on the well-known Excel format, but also you can navigate through to a data point directly. For example, if I press the button here, it navigates me through to B124C, the button I've just pressed, the specific data point. Here we have listed all data points from the comprehensive and the basic module from the VSME standard. And of course, they are marked if they need to be published or not. So the process of gathering data and information, putting in information is most efficient. They are clearly marked. For example, if I put here, if applicable, it's not applicable. Of course, I don't need to publish this data point, and this one is clearly marked. If I change it here, for example, to yes, this, of course, I can see that this needs to be filled as well. The question that arises all the time when we talk to companies at this state, the next question is always, how do I get the report most efficiently? Is there a way to make it automatic, to create it in a Word file? We have solved this problem that we have just made an extra Excel sheet, and you can see that this is a template. Of course, needs to be filled with company-specific information as well, and for example, logos, colors, and so on. But generally speaking, this is a fully automated report in connection to these Excel sheets I showed previously. And here are all specifications, all informations structured already, how you want them to be in the end of the in the report. And we have all information here presented in a final report. And I want to show you how the automation works, of course. For example, if we fill in this text box up here with a test, you can see that this text is directly linked to the report at the end. And if you filled out all the data points, of course, the whole report will be filled with your information, and it will be a great starting point, a great, very efficient start for your final report of the VSME standard. Yes, this is just a quick overview. If you have any questions about the tool or about the standard itself, please feel free to contact me or our team from DDP Consulting. And with no further ado, I just want to say thank you for your attention, and I wish you a pleasant day. Thank you very much.